You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of ABK Media Group, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County every day at 9 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Good Morning Gwinnett. I'm your host, Audrey Bell Kearney. Hope you had an amazing Christmas, because I did. I really enjoyed myself, and hope you did too. Hope you got some great gifts, and I hope you just enjoyed being with your family. It's such a great occasion, because I did. And I'm still enjoying them because they're still here. So had a wonderful time. Glad to be back this morning with you. I was supposed to come back yesterday, but we got caught up in opening gifts and I lost track of time. So I apologize if you were listening yesterday for me, because I was in the midst of Christmas. So I do apologize. However, I had a wonderful time, and I hope you did too. So glad to be here with you this morning. Always want to talk about people helping people. Because without people helping people, a lot of things just won't get done. A lot of people just won't get served. And so my people helping people segment today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about PAD Foundations, which stands for PAD stands for Patricia Ann Doyle. She was a woman who was incarcerated for 5 years, and she got out, and she dedicated her life to helping people who were incarcerated and helping children who were children of parents who were incarcerated. And her daughter went on to continue that legacy by starting the PAD Foundations in 2016. It is a nonprofit organization, and what they do, her name is Lucretia Doyle, and what they do is they give scholarships to children who have parents who are incarcerated. And that's really important as well, because a lot of times if you have a parent, now listen, my parent was not incarcerated. I wasn't incarcerated. And when it was time for us to go to college and for my daughter to go to college, you need somebody there with you to kind of hold your hand and walk you through that process, because it can be a little bit intimidating for a student coming out of high school who don't really know exactly what steps to take, and also knowing how to go about getting financial aid and how to get funding for college, because college is expensive. Even if you go to school online, it's expensive. So the fact that Lucretia Doyle has started this foundation to help youth who are children of parents who are incarcerated is an amazing thing. And she's really helping create a new generation of educated people, because without education, nothing gets done. Even if you don't go to college, you got to be educated in something. You have to learn a skill in something to move forward in this world and to be prosperous. You have to know how to do something. When I moved back to Georgia, because I was born in Georgia, in Albany, Georgia, but I was raised in New Jersey. But when I moved back, the misconception of a lot of people who are from up north is that there are no jobs down south. There, you can't find a job, and that's not true. Here's the truth: you have to have some skills. Now, if you come to Georgia with no skills, and where I am is highly competitive because there's universities everywhere. So the skill set of a lot of the people around here is really high. When I came down here, everybody had a title behind their name. They had a BS, a BA, a MBA, a CBS, a PhD. And I was like, wow, there were a lot of titles behind people's names. So they take education very seriously. But if you come here, if you go anywhere and you don't have any skills, you will not be able to get a job. You're not going to be able to get a job that pays well. Let me just say that. And if you're struggling, to make it day to day because you don't have lack of skills, then you might want to do something about that. You might want to go out and get you some new skills. You can go online to Udacity, which is you can go in and get a nano degree from Udacity, and that's udacity.com. They didn't ask me to give them that plug. I'm here to help and spread information that's going to help you better your life. And so I know that Udacity has all kind of programs. A lot of the programs that Google offer through Udacity are free. Now, here's the thing. Google is a behemoth with a lot of opportunities if you can just go get certified in some of the things that they offer. And if you don't believe me, just go to google.com and then click on apps and see all of the different apps on google.com under their platform where you can do business. They have so many things that you can do. You can get certifications on a lot of those things. A lot of people don't know how to use those things, like Google Docs. I have a Google phone number. They just offer a lot. Like, get certified in how to do paid ads, Google ads, and teach somebody how to do it or do it for them. You got to get a skill set. And that's what I like about the PAD Foundation. The PAD Foundation affords these young people the opportunity to get a scholarship to better themselves through education. And that's really important moving forward, because they don't want to be saying, you know what, there are no jobs out there. There are no jobs out there for you if you're not skilled. Let me just say that there are no jobs out there for you if you don't have the necessary skills. So people helping people. Lucretia Dahl over at the PAD Foundations, her mom did 5 years in jail, but when she got out, she dedicated her life to helping people get back on track and helping youth and families pull their life together. And her daughter has continued that legacy by starting the PAD Foundation and helping these young people get scholarships that they need, because college is expensive. Get the scholarships and the education that they need, and not let the fact that their parents have been incarcerated stop them or create a destiny for them that they don't want. This affords them the opportunity to move in a different path than their parents took. And that's what you want. You want to be able to better the world if you can, in your own little way. This is her way, providing these scholarships. This show is my way to shout out people helping people, to help business owners by telling them information that's going to help them start and grow businesses here. Not just for Gwinnett, but around the world. I just happen to live in Gwinnett County and love it here. And that's why the show's called Good Morning Gwinnett. And I talk to people in Gwinnett. I talk to business owners. I talk to chamber members. I talk to community members on this show. But I also provide wisdom and knowledge about how to start and grow a business. I also give a shout out to nonprofits who are doing great things in our community by helping other people. So shout out to PAD Foundations, Lucretia Dahl and your team over there for doing great work. If you want to support PAD Foundations, just go on over to padfoundations.com. You can see all the information there on what they do and how you can support them. They are giving away scholarships for education. If you want to be part of that program, go over to padfoundations with an S on the end.com and make your contribution today. Okay, what's happening around Gwinnett tonight? If you want to go, now I went to the movies to see Black Panther. To me, it was a great movie. I happen to love it and will watch it again and again. But if you want to go out tonight and check out Black Panther, it's going to be playing this evening at the Norcross Cultural Arts and Community Center. You can go check it out. Doors are going to open at 30 minutes before the show. Now, I'm trying to see what time it starts. It doesn't have a start time here. But if you go on and Google Norcross Cultural Arts and Community Center, located at 10 College Street in Norcross, they're going to be showing the Black Panther tonight for free. Last night we were trying to find some things to do because my daughter's aunt came to Georgia with her children, and we wanted to go out and do something, but it was Christmas. Everything was closed. I thought something would be open last night, at least something, because I know during the day maybe not so much, but I thought maybe at night nothing was really open. So today, if you were in that same situation yesterday where you were trying to figure out, okay, now we've opened the gifts, we've eaten the dinner, what's next kind of thing, but you couldn't find anything, well, you can go over to watch the Black Panther today for free. Take the children. I liked it. I thought it was a great movie. My brother did not like the movie. I thought it was a great movie. I like the storyline behind it. And if you have not seen it, and because you did not want to pay the money to go to the movies, here's your opportunity to check it out for free. Normally, they have movie Mondays, but because Monday's gone, they're doing something special for today. Over at the Norcross Cultural Arts and Community Center, 10 College Street, Norcross, Georgia. All right, so listen, I thought about something that I want to talk about this morning for business owners, and it's about writing a book. Now, I know for some of you that could be a little bit intimidating, like, oh my God, I don't know how to write a book. But I want to tell you why you should write a book. Well, I think you should write a book. You may not think you should ever write a book, but here's my thought. Because I've written books before, and I'm writing one right now about podcasting. When you write a book, it helps you create expert status, right? People look at you a little bit different. When you go out to networking events and they say, hey, what do you do? If you say I'm an author and I help people with their life, get back on track with their life, that's a little bit more interesting than say, hey, I'm a life coach. Because there are a lot of life coaches. I meet them everywhere I go. So you need to set yourself apart. And one of the ways to do that is to write a book. Now, here's the thing. Because of Amazon, you don't have to write a 300-page book. You can write a 100-page book. You can write a 60-page book. Heck, you can even write a 24-page ebook. But you still become an author at that point, and you can still put it on a digital media platform for distribution. And so I think that when you write a book, it gives you another level of credibility. It positions you as an expert in your industry, and it opens doors that you may not think will open, but because you're an author and you lead with that book, it does. I've been an author now since 1998. We self-published our first book before self-publishing was even popular. Like, there was one book on the market to tell you about self-publishing, and was by an author named Dan Poynter. And anybody who's been around for a long time and they started self-publishing back in the 90s, they knew about Dan Poynter because he was the only one with the book out about self-publishing at the time. And I'll never forget. I don't know where my book is, but it was a little green book. It had to be about maybe 100 pages. And I read that book, and some friends and I who would mastermind every Sunday. We would mastermind. It was 6 of us. We would mastermind every Sunday. All of us had our own business, different businesses, but 3 of us stayed behind one Sunday, and we decided, you know what, we need to do something that's going to help us make more money. And we came up with this idea for the book, and we wrote a book called The Cookbook to Romance. Now, here's the crazy thing. It had absolutely nothing to do with what we did in our profession. Nothing at all. Nothing. But it was a great idea, and it opened so many doors. We got to go do a book signing in Martha's Vineyard. It was beautiful. And you know what was crazy about that trip? We had a book signing that Saturday morning in Martha's Vineyard. It was the same weekend that JFK Jr. plane went down, and he and his wife died. And it literally went down 2 miles from where we were staying on Martha's Vineyard. And I remember waking up that morning, everybody was like really sad. We came downstairs and we like, well, because we stayed at a beautiful bed and breakfast called Twin Oaks. And it was the only bed and breakfast on Martha's Vineyard that was owned by African Americans. And so we stayed there, and we got down. Everybody was kind of sitting around the television, and they were just really looking sad. And we were like, well, what happened? Like, what's wrong? And they told us that John plane had went down. Because, listen, he was from around that area, Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket, up in that. They had home and land and a compound up that way. And so, you know, and people affectionately call him John. They said John plane went down. And they have not been able to recover it. And he and his wife was in the plane. And for the whole day, it was pretty sad. Everywhere we went that day, we went to check out the island and see people and do things. And people were just sad. It was just like, I felt like 9/11, pre-9/11, I should say. Because, you know, everybody around there knew the Kennedy family. And so, but here, I didn't want to tell you to get sad. Anyway, we had written a book called A Cookbook to Romance, and because of that book, it led us down this path of becoming an author, but it opened up so many doors. We were on the radio. We had a chance to do book signings everywhere. And for me, that kind of like started me off like in this author world. So what happened was then I started my business, what I call my real business in 99. And after that business stopped in 2005, I started to write more books. So I wrote, because people ask me, how did you start a business? And, you know, everywhere I went, they asked me that because I was an inventor at that time. So not only was I an author, I was an inventor. And people want to know, how do I get my inventions out there? How do I start a business? So I wrote a book about how to start a business. And then people would say to me, how do you write a book? Then I wrote a book on how to write a book, you know. And I write books on things that I learned because it helps people. I wrote a book I own a TV network called HerTube, and people want to know how do I use video to market my business? Well, I wrote a book on that because a lot of people ask me those questions, and I'm only one person, so I can only be in so many places at one time. I can only be in one place at one time, and so a book gives you the opportunity to spread yourself out without actually spreading yourself out. It helps you create expert status. You know, it helps you create that level of integrity in your industry as a go-to person in the industry. It does a lot for you. So, you know, I think that if you have not written a book, or if you have written a book, put a little bit more effort in putting your name out there as an author who also serves people this way. So if you are a life coach and you've written a book, when you talk to people and they say, what do you do? Say, I'm an author and I help people change their life. I'm an author and I help people write books. I'm an author and I help people with social media marketing. I'm an author and I help people set up bed and breakfast. I'm an author and I cater great meals for people. When you say I'm an author first, it changes the perspective of who you are. I'm an author and I help people buy Tesla cars. Because now it's like, oh, she's an author. It takes time to write a book. It takes know-how to write a book. It takes commitment to write a book. But it's not difficult. And there are so many tools out on the internet right now. There are programs out there to help you write your book in 30 days. My book walks you through the steps, everything you need to do to get it done. And so you can do that. You can write a book. You can get your name out there. You can build expert status. Now let me give you a couple of ideas on how to get started. So let's say you were a life coach, right? You were just starting out. You're a life coach. You want to write a book. Well, what is something in your practice that you can focus on to help people? And so let's say you were a life coach and you help people who were 50 plus, right? You could write a book on starting life again at 50, starting over again at 50, building your dream life at 50. Life doesn't end at 50. 50, let's move 50 to the next level up at 50. Something like that. And what you do is you walk people through the process of what that looks like, because I'm 51. People don't think it because I don't look it. They think I'm 35, 40 years old. I'm 51. And I started Good Morning Gwinnett now. I started it now. And I started my new company, ABK Media Group, now, 51. And so, however, I've been in media for over 15 years. But I could walk somebody through the step of how to start a business at 51. And I can write that down in a book. Here's the 7 steps that you can take to start your business at 51. What 7 steps can you put in place? Now, be mindful. People just don't like to read a lot of pages. So if you think you got to put together a book with 300 pages, don't. It's not a novel. It's a how-to, make your life better. Tell your story. It could be just your story. How you started over. How did you start over at 50? That's an inspiration for a lot of people. People that are looking to come out of corporate America and they don't know what they want to do, but they want to do something, but they're not exactly sure about what they want to do. Hey, tell them what you did. Tell them the steps you took to get to where you are right now. Tell them the steps you took to start this journey, because it's a journey. It's a journey with an almost never-ending destination if you're a real entrepreneur. Because some entrepreneurs I just want to start this business, make some money, and get out. And that's cool, because that's what you want to do. But for most of us who are real entrepreneurs, and I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to anybody, but we just love this journey that we're on. And for us, we don't ever see it ending. It's like an ongoing thing, because once you accomplish one thing as an entrepreneur, the next thing shows up for you, because you want to do something different. You want to level up. You want to take it to the next step. So if you have any kind of expertise in anything, think about anything you do. Somebody out there may want to hear that. There's an audience for you. And it helps you create visibility. It helps you create credibility, especially if you're out there pushing a business. If you're out there hustling hard right now for your business and you don't have a book, think about writing a book. In my next episode, I'm going to talk about think about doing a podcast. That's tomorrow. We're going to talk about that, because I met with the gentleman last week. He has an amazing organization, nonprofit. He's going to be my guest on Monday. But not only does he have a great nonprofit, if you sat and talk with him, his energy is great. And I said to him, do you have a podcast? And he said, no, but people have been telling me I need one. He needs a podcast. He's doing great work in the community. He's doing great work helping people. He's into energy healing. He's into helping people understand how to use their chakras, And for those of you who are in that space, you understand how helpful that is to people. How to do Reiki, and I think I'm saying maybe Reiki healing and things like that. It helps you out. It helps you become a better person, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And we sat for like 2 hours and we talked to him, and it was just amazing at the wisdom he dropped on us. And I said to him, you need a podcast, and he was like, I know, So what I'm saying is that I know there's a lot of ways out there for you to grow your business. I know that because they're everywhere. I know there's a lot of things for you to do. It's just overwhelming at times. I do a little bit of everything because I'm a little bit ADD. Really, I am. But I know how to balance it all out. For everybody, that's not possible. They may not know how to balance it all out. So what I would say moving forward for 2019, take a minute and reflect on where you are in your business. Take a minute and reflect on the tools and strategies and techniques you're using to get your business out there. Look at all the platforms that you're on and see which ones, you know what, I really don't spend any time over here. Now, I'm going to tell you, I suck at being on Facebook. I really do. I'm there probably once a week, liking stuff and, checking out stuff. But there are people that spend their life on Facebook because that's how they make their money. Facebook is not that appealing to me. And some people would definitely argue me down, say, you're crazy, you're missing out on a great opportunity. And I may be. It just does not resonate with me the way that a podcast does. Way that a YouTube video. I spend more time on YouTube videos and podcasts than I do anything. So it only makes sense that I would have a YouTube channel and a podcast. It only makes sense for me. And then when I go shopping, I'm on Amazon. So it only makes sense that I would have a channel on Fire TV, or I would have a channel, a book on Amazon. So look at where you are right now and decide whether or not that's where you want to be in 2019. Did those things serve you to the best of your ability for this year? Did you make the progress you wanted to make using those platforms? And do you have a book in you? There are so many book coaches out there. I've written probably 5 or 6 books. I'm working on one right now. There are so many book coaches out there to help you start your business, to help you write the book, to walk you through the book in 30 days. I mean, some people do it on a weekend, like sit down and just for the whole weekend, all we're going to do is write this book. And I might do a writing book boot camp, because you can get it done. If there are ways to get it done. I mean, everything from your cover to the pages inside the book, to the words on the pages, you can get it done. You can write the book. Now, it may not be a finished product in a weekend, but it'll be a done product. And then you take the next step to make it a finished product. So what I'm saying is, think about writing a book, because once you do that, it opens a lot of doors. And when you tell people I'm an author, when you lead with I'm an author, it changes things. It changes the way they look at you. And they, oh, you wrote a book? Because now the conversation may become, what did you write your book about? Well, I wrote my book about how I help people change their lives because I'm a life coach. Well, what did you write your book about? Well, I wrote a cookbook because I love to cook and I love to help people come up with great recipes. Well, what did you write your book about? Well, I wrote my book about waking up happy. Some people don't wake up happy. Some people wake up in bad moods, and the fact that they woke up should be a blessing, but it's not, because they wake up with stress. They wake up feeling like, oh my God, things are not going right. But you woke up this morning. Be happy. Some people don't wake up happy. And there are people out there that can help you get happy. If you're not happy, look at why you're not happy. And go find a happiness coach so they can help you get happy. They're out there, and somebody has written a book about it. I know people that wake up mad. They wake up in a bad mood. They wake up with stress. They wake up thinking about things that really does not matter. They wake up, instead of saying, you know what? God woke me up this morning. I'm going to be happy and rejoice in this day that the Lord has made. And I'm sorry if you're not religious or you don't believe in God, but hey, listen, He woke me up this morning. I'm here talking to you. I'm happy. And there's a book out there and a coach out there that's going to help you get happy. And you may be that person listening saying, you know what? I'm a happiness coach. I need to write a book. Listen, if you need to write a book and you're just, you don't know how to go about it, reach out to me and set up a consultation. I'll be happy to walk you through the steps. However, if you just want to buy the book, go to my website, Good Morning Gwinnett. At the bottom of the page, you'll see the books that I've written, the one that I'm working on right now, and buy the book. And then still email me if you got a question, because that's what you need to do. So listen, I'm about out of time. I just love sharing and dropping wisdom on you. I'll be back again tomorrow. We're going to talk about the power of podcasting. I'm actually writing a book about that right now. I'm actually going to be doing a course on that, a seminar on that in the coming months. So I'm excited about that because this is a powerful platform. I've been doing radio since 2003. I was on regular radio, traditional radio. I've been podcasting since 2008. I have probably over 300 or 400 episodes out there on different shows that I produced. This is a powerful platform. So I'm not talking about it because it's just something I started doing. I've been doing this for a minute. And I know that it's powerful. And I know that it's a great way for you to get your message out there. And I know it's a great way for you to build relationships. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. I'm not going to get into it now because I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. So listen, go on over. You missed yesterday's episode. Well, I didn't do an episode yesterday. If you missed Monday's episode, go over to goodmorninggwinnett.com. Check it out. Also, I have some great Good Morning Gwinnett t-shirts there. And you can rep your zip code. I got the Good Morning Gwinnett t-shirt where if you live in 30045, you can rep your zip code and support this show. I would really appreciate that. Share the show with your friends. Right up under the show, on the front of the homepage, you'll see how you can subscribe to the show on iTunes and other different where we are. We're adding locations every day where the show is distributed. I got some big announcements I'm going to make on Monday about where else you can get the show. Just got a lot going on, building this show, building this platform, and follow me. You know, if you're thinking, well, I'll talk about podcasting tomorrow. I keep saying that. I'm going to talk about some other things tomorrow about podcasting that you can do, how you can get involved with what I'm doing here. And if you live in Gwinnett, Good Morning Gwinnett, and I hope you're having an amazing day. And I'll be back again tomorrow with more great information, more people helping people, and more things to do around Gwinnett, and more about how to start and grow your business. And next week I got a guest. I got a few guests next week, and that's amazing because some really great people coming on next week to talk to you about a lot of different things that's happening in Gwinnett and how you can take your business to the next level in 2019. Going over to Good Morning Gwinnett, support the show, buy a t-shirt, buy a bag, share the show with your friends, do all that great stuff. If you got questions about how to start a podcast, you got questions about how to write a book, all the resources are right there on goodmorninggwinnett.com website. Check it out. If you got questions, email me, Audrey at goodmorninggwinnett.com. Happy to get back to you. Until tomorrow, make it a great day. Bye now.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in daily at 9 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you missed an episode, go to www.goodmorninggwinnett.com to catch up. If you like this episode, go ahead and subscribe to the show now and share it with your friends.